In a world plagued by the echoes of history's darkest chapters, one question pierces the silence. How far will humanity descend in the pursuit of power? As accusations of chemical warfare tear through the fabric of international relations, we are left to ponder, what depths of depravity will we tolerate, and at what cost? When the very air we breathe becomes a weapon of war, how can we reconcile the horrors of the past with the reality of the present? This horrifying reality seems to be unfolding in Ukraine, with accusations of Russia deploying banned chemical weapons against its forces. Has Russia crossed the terrifying threshold by unleashing chemical agents, blatantly violating international laws and treaties? And if so, what are the implications for this already devastating conflict, and potentially, the future of global warfare? The finger is pointed directly at chloropicrin, a choking agent notorious for its use in World War I. But what exactly is chloropicrin, and how can its deployment drastically alter the course of the war in Ukraine? Is this a desperate tactic by Russia, and what are the potential consequences for both sides and the world order as we know it? Chloropicrin, a colorless to faintly yellow oily liquid, earned its infamy as a weapon of mass destruction during World War I. Its effects are nothing short of terrifying. Upon inhalation, it sears the lungs, causing severe coughing, vomiting, and pulmonary edema, fluid buildup in the lungs, potentially leading to death. While primarily employed as a choking agent, chloropicrin also possesses potent irritant properties, attacking the eyes and skin. Soldiers trapped in trenches, often without proper protection, face a nightmarish choice: succumb to the gas or retreat under enemy fire. The accusations against Russia stem not from a single incident, but a pattern of alleged chemical attacks. The Ukrainian military has reported numerous instances of Russian forces using chloropicrin and riot control agents like CS and CN gas. Over 500 soldiers have reportedly suffered from exposure, with at least one tragic fatality linked to tear gas suffocation. Moreover, Russia has a historical association with chemical weapons. In October 2002, Chechen militants seized a Moscow theater, holding over 800 hostages. To end the standoff, Russian forces pumped an unspecified gas into the building, incapacitating the militants and allowing their forces to enter. While the operation rescued many hostages, a tragic consequence was the death of 117 hostages due to the gas. While Russia initially denied using chemical weapons, later reports identified the gas as an opiate-based agent, likely fentanyl. There are also accusations of Russia using unidentified chemical agents during the broader Chechen conflict. Separate incidents involving the poisoning of Russian dissidents like Alexei Navalny with nerve agents further raise concerns about Russia's potential willingness to employ such tactics. But the burning question is, why would Russia resort to such egregious violations of international law in Ukraine war? Is it a desperate bid for strategic advantage, a ruthless pursuit of domination at any cost? Or perhaps a calculated gamble to sow chaos and confusion in the heart of Ukraine? Well, if one carefully analyzes the scheme of things, the primary reason for resorting to chemical weapons would be to break military stalemate. Ukrainian forces have often entrenched themselves in fortified positions, making them difficult to dislodge through conventional means. Chemical agents like chloropicrin and tear gas can potentially flush them out, offering a tactical advantage in specific situations. Another reason would be that Russia wants to give a deterring signal to West, preventing any further potential Western intervention. Whatever be the reason, the specter of chemical weapons being used in Ukraine raises chilling possibilities. This sets a dangerous precedent, potentially normalizing the use of chemical weapons in future conflicts, and eroding the international community's efforts to prevent such atrocities. Imagine the use of chemical weapons in already volatile Israeli-Palestinian conflict, where civilian casualties are a constant tragedy. Similarly, a hypothetical scenario of China using chemical weapons in Taiwan would be a nightmare. The potential normalization of chemical weapons paints a grim picture for the future of global security. It signifies a world where the horrific scenes of World War I gas attacks could become a grim reality once again. If the accusations hold true, it marks a blatant violation of the Chemical Weapons Convention, CWC, a global treaty signed by 193 countries, including Russia, that prohibits the development, production, stockpiling, and use of chemical weapons. Despite the gravity of the accusations, the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, OPCW, has yet to initiate a formal investigation, leaving the international community grappling with uncertainty and distrust. Now the major question is how to stop Russia if the accusations hold true. The international community must swiftly condemn Russia's actions and exert immense pressure on them to cease the use of chemical weapons. This pressure should come not only from Western nations but also from Russian allies like India and China, sending a clear and unified message that such barbaric tactics are unacceptable and will not be tolerated. Failure to act decisively will embolden Russia and risk a chilling precedent, potentially paving the way for a future where these horrific weapons become commonplace once more.